Kicking off in just under a week's time, we have one of the biggest international tournaments of the world. It's the African Cup of Nations. And I'm going to predict each and every game coming at ya next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're looking at my early door predictions for the African Cup of Nations, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get you back to all things African Cup of Nations, Blabber Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here, boys, under one roofski. That's right. From here onwards, we're going to predict each and every one of the games. Of course, each and every group, of course, will be dedicated to its own video, and we'll talk all about that in a minute. And of course, before all that, big shout out to my VR Bloody Peas, the Patreons. Thank you for your loving, and of course, we're celebrating as we got a brand new patron just the other day. His name is Dieter Maximilian Schmidt Rodriguez, or words along that effect. Big old mouthful name, but of course, big shout out to him for joining the VIP gangs. But anyway, let's get cracking, of course, and take a little look at, of course, what my early door predictions for the African Cup of Nations. All right then, folks, let's take a look at Group B then, shall we? Of course, kicking it all off very, very soon. So before all that, we're going to take a look at the nations that make up Group B. Of course, coming at you in no particular order. So here we go, starting off with these bad boys. Probably one of the best badges in African football. It's Senegal, that's right. Of course, one of the favourites, I think, for the title. They came qualified as Group I winners way back on the 15th of November 2020. Of course, it'll be the 60th appearance at the tournament. Last time around was in 2019. Their best ever, just runners up, 2019. That was last time around. And of course, back in 2002, and of course, the likes of El Hadj Diouf and the gang were there. FIFA ranking 20th in the world. Wow, wow, we were. The odds to lift the trophy are 5-1. Joining them in Group B will be these bad boys, Zimbabwe. They qualified as Group H runners-up way back on the 25th of March 2021. This is their 5th appearance in the African Cup of Nations. Last time around was in 2019. They've only made it to the group stages back in 2004, 2006, 2017, and of course 19. 121 is their ranking at the moment in FIFA, and 101 to lift the trophy at the end of the tournament. Meanwhile, joining them will be Guinea, that's right. Group A runners-up secured their deal way back on the 24th of March 2021. This is to be their 13th appearance. Last time out was in 2019. Best ever in 1976 when they were runners-up. Well done to them. Of course, FIFA ranking of 81 in the world, 33-1 to lift the trophy on the final day. Finally, joining them with Malawi. That's right. One of the shittest badges in the world football. If you want me to design a new badge, I will, because I think you need an upgrade. Of course, they qualified as Group B runners-up. Of course, secured the deal on the 29th of March 2021. Their third appearance in the tournament. Last time out was in 2010. Best ever was in 1984 and 2010 when they finished in the group stages. FIFA ranking 129 in the world, 250-1 to get up and lift the trophy on the final day. Finally, I think that's it. That's your lot. That's your lot. Of course, we're going to be predicting each and every one of the games of the African Cup of Nations. Of course, we're going to have match previews, match day by match day, of course, predictions, and of course, watch-alongs, where we'll hopefully catch some of the action out in Group B. I can't guarantee that we'll watch every game, but I can guarantee that we'll watch at least a handful of them as well. Of course, got to juggle it alongside with my work as well. So, kick it all off then. Over in Group B, we're going to start with Senegal up against Zimbabwe. That's on the 10th of January. All eyes on this one. Of course, Senegal, one of the favourites. I think they're probably the favourites for this group, but I think they're red hot favourites, of course. Taking on Zimbabwe, of course, they're going to open up with a fantastic win, 3-0 win for them to get themselves off to a flyer. That's right. Of course, then they'll attention will switch to Guinea up against Malawi. Two teams. I think Guinea are actually probably fancied for this one. I think I'm going to give them a 2-1 win as well for Guinea to get themselves off to a fantastic start as well. Of course, the two winners will lock horns in the next match on the 14th of January, of course. Senegal up against Guinea. Who's going to come out on top on this one? I'm going to go with Senegal as well, to put themselves basically all the way through to the knockout stages already. Guinea will have to play the waiting game. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the fact of the game between Malawi and Zimbabwe. Also, same match day a little bit later on in the afternoon. Who's going to get on top of this one? Tough one to call here. I've gone with a draw right in the middle. I don't think Zimbabwe anything special. And to be honest with you, Malawi could also a bit of a surprise. I don't really too much about them, to be honest with you. But I just think this, you know, in a game where both these two nations are going to try and win this game, they're going to cancel each other out, and I just feel that there will be no victor. So that'll be a big boost for the likes of Guinea. Senegal will have already be one step closer to the knockout stage. In fact, they'll probably do a clean sweep here with a 2-1 win over Malawi in the third game here on the 18th of January, and when of course both games kick off at the same time. Again, like a lot of nations, if they seal the deal after match day number 2, they'll probably play a bit of a weakened side here to give some of the rest of the squad a chance of a run out. So I do think about a tight game, but just enough anyway for Senegal to go through 100%. Joining them though will be probably Guinea, or when they win over Zimbabwe on the same match day. That's of course on 18th of January. Of course, that'll be 2 wins out of 3 for them, and of course looking very, very good as well. Let's take a look at where I think they'll line up in the group stages. Of course, Zimbabwe looks like they're crashing out with just the 1 point. Meanwhile, Malawi have got just the 1 point as well. I don't think at the moment, if you compare to what we saw in Group A, it doesn't look like it's going to be enough for them to go through. But of course, you never know. Meanwhile, kicking forward into second spot will be Guinea with 6 points out of a respectable 9. And of course, top billing will go to Senegal. So a quick look at the odds then, shall we? Of course, these nations over in Group B, who's fancy, who's not. Of course, Zimbabwe 14-1 to be champions of this group. Meanwhile, Senegal are favourites 9-2 on. Malawi 22-1. Fourth, they are the massively underdogs here, and Guinea 5-1 to win the group. So it's pretty much close to the money on this one. Of course, Malawi and Zimbabwe, it's a thin piece of paper between the two sides. Two weak opposition. I think Senegal and Guinea will go through. And when you compare this group to some of the other groups, I think there's some real tough groups of death out there. Senegal seem to have it made for them at the moment. But anyway, of course, they'll be tested later in the tournament, I am sure. Be sure to give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. If you think yourselves are a Africa Cup of Nations expert or a football expert out in Africa, let me know. Get in touch with me down below and say, hey, I know what I'm talking about over in Africa. Of course, I'm trying to look for fellow collaborators out there who want to get involved with content creation. And of course, this will be a fantastic opportunity to get to know you. So if you're interested, let me know down below. Of course, make sure you give it a big old fat thumbs up as well, and smash your subscribe if you're new. Of course, we're going to be covering the tournament in extensive detail. We're going to have match day by match day predictions. We're going to have match previews. We might even do match reviews as well. And of course, we'll have some watch alongs as well. So hopefully you can join me along the lines for that one. We're going all in on the African Cup of Nations. Hopefully you are too. Until then, though, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. We've got the rest of the groups coming at you quick, thick, and fast. So get in amongst it. Until then, guys, I'll see you soon for the next. Until then, we're done.